All right, I am back from Japan, still a little screwed up with jet lag, but we have a huge supernova. Okay, this is VLTC. I severely underestimated it when I was buying it right here 2 weeks ago in the 224 range and then in the 240s. I had no idea it was going to go to 20. I had an idea that it was going to go up more because you have a billionaire taking control or taking majority control of the company, a very successful billionaire, activist billionaire investor, Carl Icahn. And this company did have a nice technology, but I didn't know it was going to go up this much. If you look at some recent other plays that he's been in, they haven't gone up nearly as much. So this one I think is just a little bit of a short squeeze. And, it's interesting. There's a lot of hate regarding my strategy. Some people think that you should just never buy a penny stock ever. They're all junk. And so a lot of people were shorting this, those kinds of negative people were shorting this in the 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, thinking this is ridiculous. And they just got their asses handed to them. The fact is that, yes, sometimes penny stocks are good to buy. They do have good catalysts. I'm not saying that Icahn is necessarily going to definitely save this company or whatever. But it does allow for an opportunity. And I am so proud of so many students. I want to give a quick shout out. I can't even keep track of everything. But I love this from Mike O. He's a trading challenge student. He says, it pays to get up early and read the news. I saw the Icahn news on the stock on April 1st, pre-market and knew about the Icahn effect. I bought right away as fast as I could, made enough on one trade to pay for the challenge course, and have $1,500 left over after commissions, which, by the way, is still $121 profit, 121% profit. And here are the details. He bought just 600 shares at $2 a share, and 3 weeks later he sold it at $13.30. He made $7,000. So that pays for his entire trading challenge and more. And it's actually funny that he sold it at $13.30. He sent me this email like 2 days ago, and it's right now at $13.30. So he missed the last $8 a share. It went all the way up to 21. I think he sold it like right in here somewhere. But that's tremendous patience. And obviously I had my buy alert. I knew it was going to go up, but I sold way, 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 way too early. Obviously I'm traveling to Japan. Obviously this is, doesn't happen every day or every week or even every month, but there is money to be made if you are willing to buy. And, he bought, and that is fantastic. So congrats to Mike. Elliot, this is awesome. Just wanted to give you a quick shout out. He grew his 5K account 20%, so roughly $1,000 trading VLTC. So even though, you make 7,000, you make 1,000, it adds up, okay? Remember, if you watch my How to Make Millions DVD, and I hope that you do, it's 35 hours, is my most comprehensive. The reviews are outstanding. The secret to becoming a millionaire is learning to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 at a time and doing it repeatedly. So whether you make 7,000 like Mike or 1,000 like Elliot, it just opens the door. It's a new perspective of how to grow your account in a way that's different than mutual funds or diversification. And I know it sounds weird, and obviously you're going to have some losses along the way, but this should be your goal. Here is a few more comments. Sarah, GBSN, first day short today at 540, now at 477. That was cool. That was yesterday. Here is B English. Tim, your patterns really do work. I've just been paper trading this week since I only started learning, but I would have banked so many plays. Glad to be on board. I would caution you with paper trading. It looks very easy. There haven't been that many shares to short of VLTC, so you have to find the shares. But this is anybody can do this. Stocky Pete made 10% profit on SYRX. This was a contract winner this morning. It was a contract winner a few weeks ago too. Here is Seth profited $2.44 per share on VLTC. I'm actually lightheaded. And then I copied this one because Raphael90 was like, why did I sell ENZN so early? And Dude7 was like, dude, you have a 3K profit. That's awesome. Don't be too greedy. And that's the truth. You're going to miss time a lot of plays, but if you have a 3K profit, that's near best case scenario. I also wanted to highlight some tweets. because I love getting tweets. I love getting feedback from students. I know some of you are like, Tim, just show your stuff, but this I love. Aaron said, just finished disc 2 of Spikeability. This might be your best DVD to date. No BS, all charts. Kudos, my friend. Well done. So I've been working on Spikeability, my newest DVD. We released it finally just while I was in Japan, the first 3 hours, and people are loving it. So that's what I try and do. I try and show charts, but you also have to understand what other students are doing and stuff like that. It is pertinent. This is awesome. Tim, my wife, and I are up 2,400 in the last 1.5 weeks. That's the cost of orthodontics for our daughter. Thank you. That's what it comes down to, guys. Okay, 2,400, 7,000, 1,000, 3,000. These are the kinds of gains you can expect in a few hours or in a few days trading volatile stocks. VLTC is down here in the 13s. This is a little extreme, but let me just show you, my profits on VLTC. Here's $1,000. This was my short overnight. Always short the first red day of a supernova. This is a very simple lesson. But this one was an even better trade, and I'm sorry this was too quick this morning to give an alert. Sometimes that happens, when you're trading in the morning, you have to be prepared ahead of time. I shorted VLTC at 14 and I covered at 13-ish. I posted this conversation I had with my high net worth broker. I tried to short 3,000 shares with a limit of 1390. I am in my orders. It's very inefficient. I'm not optimized to be a good trader. I'm optimized to be a good teacher. And so Royce did the trade for me, done at 14. So I shorted 3,000 shares at 14. This was 9 minutes ago when I screenshotted it. This was like at 9:31 a.m. Eastern, and I was like, I'm typing up my alert, and before I even like send out the alert, I'm looking back and I'm like, oh my God, it's already dropped. Let me just cover. I'm not even going to send out an alert. I'll just, share the trade afterwards. So I tried to cover my shares at 1330, all 3K. And it was, at 1330, 1340-ish. And I was like, screw it, cover at 1340. I thought that I was going to make like 60 cents a share. By the time, he even got that order ready, it was done. He covered it at 12.99. And I'm like, wow, what a rush. So I made a dollar a share, partially because, I do IM in my orders. So it's very bad when you IM in orders in a stock that's moving against you, because, you can't get out very quickly. But when you're dead on right, as I was here, it actually helps you to have slow executions. And here is the stock today. So this is, I shorted it right here. And some people were like, how did you know it was going to drop? Well, I didn't know it was going to drop $1 a share in a minute. But, this is the first down day on this supernova. So I was short coming into today. I was short from the mid 15s just because it finished near its lows and it couldn't really bounce, and that usually leads to a morning panic. And it was, hanging around here. I covered some pre-market at 1460. In hindsight, I probably should have given it more time. But then it was hanging here at 14. And, this is a broken support, from yesterday at 1450-ish. So anything around 14, you see it even actually tried to bounce to 1450, 1440. You could have shorted any of these bounces, okay? There were 3 bounces to short. I shorted the first bounce, and it was just a little, 1 minute long, but it had already touched 1360 on the morning. So it had touched 1360, and, I don't like chasing stocks when they're down, at 1360. It's down nearly $2 a share already. I didn't like, chasing that. But when it spiked up 40, 45 cents a share, and I'm thinking, oh, there's going to be resistance in the low 14s because that was support yesterday. The whole goal was to short it here into the bounce and cover it when it took out the morning lows. And that's exactly what happened. It bounced 45 cents, and then the next minute it took out the morning lows. So all these dip buyers were like, oh shit. And, that led to this panic down, down to the 1280s. And I actually was going to cover it at 1340. I was going to make my 60 cents a share. But because I have such an inefficient setup with IMing in my orders, I made $1 a share. So sometimes it hurts me, and this time it helped me. Don't look at my trades and be like, oh, this is like the best case scenario. I am not anywhere near set up to really optimize my trading results. And I think that, you know, some of you longer term students who have been studying for like a year or two see that. My whole teaching, I'm trying to get you the gist. Why did I short at 14? It doesn't matter if I shorted at 14 or 1390 or 1410. Anywhere around here, because I'm specifically shorting into a bounce and I'm thinking that I'm going to cover when it takes out the day low. And if I had sent out the alert, that's exactly what my commentary would have said. You know, there was no way to get it out in time, so I couldn't do that. Wait, maybe I still have it. Do I still have it? Update positions. Yeah, I do. Wow, cool. So it saves it on the left-hand side here. So this was me about to write it, about to write the alert. And I said reshorted off morning bounce goals to neg 50 cents-ish. And then I said QUIK, like I was going to tweet out quick. I couldn't even spell check. My M button on my laptop is not working, so I couldn't even type it. And I didn't even get a chance to write out the whole alert before I actually even covered it. So this alert, you know, you would have gotten an alert short and covered all within 2 seconds, and people would have been like, you know, WTF'd him. So I didn't get my alert out, but I hope you understand my reasoning. You know, this is reshorted off the morning bounce. Goal is to make 50 cents a share. That's it. Okay? It's really that simple. You know, there was a morning bounce. The goal was to short when it retested 1360 or ideally broke it. So I would short at 14 and cover at like 1350, 1340. That was the trade. Overnight, you know, the whole goal, I was short at what, like 1540-ish. And the whole goal was to cover into a morning panic for, you know, 50, 75 cents, $1 a share. That's the pattern. You could have also shorted this morning bounce, but it's very scary. It's very scary to short these morning spikes. You know, in hindsight, yeah, I should have shorted ENZN on this morning spike from 150 to 180. It came down. You just never know how far these morning spikes are going to go, especially in this market. A lot of you guys have been shorting Vigil. I don't know why. I mean, it's scary to short these stocks. This one was like a delayed morning spike from 280 all the way up to 330. AMCN is doing the same kind of morning spike from 420 to 490. GBSN is doing a morning spike. It tried to drop at the open at 480 and it went to 570. So if you're going to short these, you know, be very careful. If you're going long, look to buy these spikes when they take out the morning high. You know, GBSN is a buy when it breaks above 495. VGGL is a buy when it breaks above 295 right here, and you see the upside. You know, AMCN is a buy when it breaks, look at how slow my internet is, above here at 445, and you can see the huge volume. You know, none of these stocks are perfect plays. None of them have perfect patterns. But in this market, you can kind of see, you know, when it starts running in ENZN too. When it starts running and it takes out the day high right here at 170 and it goes to 185. You know, you're never sure how far these things can go. But, you know, you're buying the momentum when it breaks the day high. And on a stock like VLTC, I'm shorting into any bounce because it, you know, it was a $2 stock, and I'm shorting when it breaks the day low. So always look to short when an overextended stock takes out the day low. You know, like VLTC. My next short, you know, will be my next thing. I'll have to call my freaking internet service provider. This is ridiculous that I can't get like my quotes up and running. I'm supposed to be connected to the internet right now. Is the S&P 500 thing working? No. You see how bad I'm set up. But anyways, I'll probably look to short VLTC if it can take out this 13 level. I won't do it aggressively because it is down from 21, which is a tremendous drop. But that's the kind of thing. I'm looking to short stocks when they fade. Shorting stocks into spikes, very, very, very scary. Very, very scary. I don't like doing it. I won't do it very often. VLTC was different because, you know, it's gone up so much. So I did short the quick morning spike, and I you know, got fortunate that I'm set up so poorly that I couldn't cover, and I made an extra 40 cents a share. So anyways, I'm up like $5 grand now in 2 days since I've been back from Japan. Very imperfect trading. but safe trading, very safe. You know, I have been wrong on some recent trades, and you got to cut losses quickly. You know, I was shorting ENZN yesterday when it had a little spike. I was shorting into like one of its spikes in the 140s, and it just kept going higher, and I was like, screw this, let me get out. If my charts worked, I would show you. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Let me go to big charts. My internet speed, you know you have a problem when your internet speed is faster, you know, in a freaking hotel room in Japan than when you get back. But anyways, this is ENZN. It's spiking, you know, on similar news to VLTC just because Icon is investing. And I was shorting this yesterday. Come on, load. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. So in case any of you think I'm making up my poor internet excuses on some trades, now you see it firsthand. How freaking long it takes to load one web page. Look at this, I'm like 1999 internet. But anyway, I was shorting into this spike here in the 140s thinking, oh, this is just the latest spike, it's going to come back down. It kept going, I cut my losses. I lost like 5 cents a share. Better than losing 40 cents a share. So trade these things safely, but you know, we have a lot of plays, so I hope that you're studying. You know, I really can't tell you how important it is to study the DVDs like How to Make Millions and now Spikeability. These patterns are the exact same. You just have to be prepared. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the chat room.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire.
So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.